What can I say, really? What can I say? I feel I'm gonna go from the heart with this one. No scripting, no anything like that, just right off the cuff, go with the heart. So, the Bufo experience, I must admit, going into it, I felt ready. I felt just ready going into it. And the reason being was because 3 weeks prior to that, I actually had a dream that a frog came to me. And prior to that, you know, I wasn't thinking about doing Bufo. I wasn't thinking about taking 5 MeO-DMT. And so when this frog came to me in this dream, I thought, okay, that's really strange. You know, I know what this is. I know it's the Sapito. And then a week later, again, these signs started to pop through, which was a guy, a good friend now, came and stayed with us for a week, and he was a 5 MeO-DMT facilitator as well back in the day. And so I'm seeing these two signs, you know, and then I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to go and do it. And during that time, I was practicing my Kriya Yoga, and I felt just ready. I felt ready for this moment. Anyhow, the day came, and you know, the shaman got me to read a note to talk about really releasing yourself from this world. You know, to let go of the anger and the sadness that you had accumulated in this life, and just let it all go. You know, forgive and feel. Anyway, so felt good in that area. I took the Bufo, and whoa, man, like, I think in an instant, like the rocket, but not actually a rocket going outwards. It was, for me, it was just a complete, almost blackout into a different reality. Into a different reality. It was very difficult to remember. It was so quick. 1 minute I was in this reality, and next minute I was in this darkness of space. And I remember just a wave of feeling of sadness, of despair, of grief, feelings of suffering. And then all the way to like joy, happiness, blissfulness, love, contentment, all mixed into one. All mixed into one. Times infinity, times a trillion, times infinity, times a trillion, times infinity, times infinity. Words cannot describe the actual experience. As I'm sitting there, I'm having an oceanic experience. Sense of self just dissolving into the fabric of existence. The pure feeling of everything that ever existed. So overwhelming, and it was so beautiful and so scary and so massive and so grand. I just couldn't help but bow down for the feeling of just being humbled. In this moment I experienced how beautiful and immense this existence, this universe is. You feel that there is nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be afraid of. It was a simple truth. You're here to simply experience. I was releasing all of my emotions. You know, the point of the matter is that all there is, you are here to simply experience. This is all there is. This is all there is, and how beautiful it is. In fact, these words just don't do it justice. As I was going through this annihilation into complete nothingness, I didn't go into the white light. What happened with me was I went into the ashes. I remember the shaman saying to me previous to that, "We're going to the ashes, my friend. To the ashes and back. Death, destruction, coming out of the ashes, resurrection." And that was when I started to come back. Open up my eyes. The feeling of being born again, the feeling of just, where am I? What is this? This is familiar. As I was coming back into the human plane, my vision started to return through my eyes. And as the reality of that world was going into this one, I remember during this time, layers of the body and the ego started to return, started to become solid again. And as I was laying there, this simple understanding came through. I still needed to let go, completely let go of the past. You know, when you die, the moment of death, you can't carry that stuff with you. You know, you can't carry your belongings, your resentment, your hatred, your love, all the things that you have accumulated in your life. You can't carry any of that with you when you die. You have to let it all go. So the lesson in that for me was live as if you will never die, because you cannot die. The soul never dies. And so what ends up happening is you live life fully. You step through life with feeling. You feel your way through life. You feel your way through life. You make decisions with your feelings. That love that you project out is going to come back to you instead of going with fear, which will mean that fear will come around again. It's just a feeling of being completely humbled, and that there is nothing to be afraid of in the grand scheme of things. It's about remembering again, remembering who you truly are. So that's it. You come back, you live life as if you've never died. So you fully live, fully experience, you fully go after the things that you want to go and do. You have a laugh, you don't take this seriously. You move from things without trying to attach to things. And when you die, you have no regrets. You know, you fully lived. You're like, I'm looking forward to this. When you die, it's a celebration. It's a celebration. You know, there's nothing to be fearful. It's a celebration of yourself, of this whole universe. For me, it was actually really good to be able to have a good cry. Just a cry, feeling, crying, emotions, overwhelming emotions. You know, I felt, you know, beyond an identity, but living in this world as a man, we don't get to feel that. We don't get taught that. When you cry, people call you a pussy. Shut you down in those emotions. You can't express yourself, and so you bottle it up. For me, I was suffering from anger. I would bottle things up and then I would burst into anger. But when you can cry it out instead, it doesn't become destructive. You're able to express your emotions. You're able to understand how you're feeling. And so it's all about feeling your way through the life. I would love to thank from the bottom of my heart Theo Alvarius, practitioner, and Mr. Shaman, and his beautiful team for helping me through this experience. These guys were amazing at just being there, you know, holding the space and being so compassionate. Words cannot express my gratitude to them, and I'm really glad that I've experienced this with them. If you want to know more about Theo's work, I will leave a link below. His location, the place that this was held, was also extremely beautiful and had a beautiful energy. And the best thing about it was you get to go and swim in a cenote afterwards. That feeling of being a kid again, just enjoying your surroundings, feeling completely alive. Anyway, see you next time.